Now, here we're looking at grok. I said grok, believe me, I did a lot of arguing with these large language models, and I was up all night, Sunday night, trying to get this straight. These high Sabbaths apply to all who observe the biblical feasts, including Jews, Gentiles following Torah. Right there. Additionally, a regular Sabbath may fall within the 7 days of unleavened bread, depending on the calendar year, creating potential Sabbath, one on top of each other. If it coincides with Nisan 15, this is always 15, and then 21, you again at 21, if I had 20, 21, it would be the same. Preparation Sabbath. Those are annual. Okay. In modern observance, these dates shift annually on the Gregorian calendar due to the lunar solar. That's what this calendar does. Nature of the Hebrew calendar, typically falling in March or April. And listen to this. This year, for example, in 2026, this is grok. I didn't ask grok this. Grok put this out on its own. For example, in 2026, Passover begins at sunset on April 1st, with the Feast of Unleavened Bread from April 2nd to 9, making April 2nd 14/15. This is 14/15, and then out to Nisan 15, the high Sabbath. Those are annual. Am I clear? Are we good? Kinda? Clear as mud, huh? Okay, so here's some of the signs. He said to them in King James, Matthew 12, an evil and adulterous generation seeketh for a sign. There will no sign be given you, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights. And he was in the heart of the earth. And it talks about the men of Nineveh will rise up against you. And here is the thing that you will have never, ever have read, I suspect, in your life, is starting right now. The original Greek, Meida Sabbatan. What does that mean? Right here, Mark 16:1. And when the Sabbath of the great feast, Passover, that's this one right here, was over, then Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of Jesus, and they brought spices and came to anoint him. And very early in the morning, the first of the Sabbaths. Now you understand why I went down that? First of the Sabbath, second of the Sabbath, third of the Sabbath. Does that make sense? First of the Sabbath. Okay. And you go all the way down to verse 9. Now as Jesus rose early, the first of the Sabbaths, then he appeared to Mary Magdalene. That's in the JUB, the Jubilee 2000. Here's in the Young's Literate Translation. And the Sabbath having passed, that annual, same thing. Verse 2, early in the morning, on the first of the Sabbaths, they came to the sepulchre, and go down to verse 9. And having risen in the morning of the first of the Sabbaths. Okay. Now, here's Luke. And here's the one that I'm telling you. I got this years ago. John Yancey, he was a school teacher in Long Beach, California, and very good friend of mine, and he gave this to me. John Yancey, right there. Very nice guy. He was a high school teacher, and what was so amazing is that he would say on the first day of class, this is what he would do. He would go over to the door into the classroom, and he would stand just like this, looking at the students as they would come in. A lot of the students, they'd come in, they see him, and come on in, come on. They wouldn't know that they were kind of intimidated, but he was an excellent teacher, and they loved him. But what they didn't know him, they were a little intimidated. Anyway, he gave me this. And I am telling you, I have just read this and underlined, and Luke 24:1 is, until Sunday night, I believed Luke 24:1 until I figured something's wrong. If you look at your King James Version and read Luke 24:1, if you have it, you're going to find there is something different in that text. Well, let's do it. Luke 24:1, and believe me, I have believed this all my life. What it says in Luke 20, in King James, now upon the first, italics, not there, day of the week. What? That's not day of the week. We were seeing first of the Sabbath, second of the Sabbath, third of the Sabbath. And I went deep on this with ChatGPT, and I'm telling you, ChatGPT spit out, when we finally got on track, a 40-slide analysis. I told ChatGPT, and I won't do it right now, to analyze Luke 24:1 from the JUB translation to mainstream versions. And it shocked me. And sometime we could play that. It's down at the bottom of my course. All those 40 slides. It blew me out of the water. I mean, I was up all night Sunday arguing with this thing. Why? Because that's what I always thought and always believed, that there was a resurrection on the first day of the week. It's impossible for Jesus to die on a Friday. And here's how that works. Again, John 20, first of the Sabbath. Same thing. Now we're getting down to it. Now we're getting to the candidate possibilities for his Passover death right here. What is the criteria here? Well, the criteria is it must be when Ananias, this is the Luke 3. Here it is right here. In Luke 3, the first verse, now in the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar, Pontius Pilate's there, Herod which Herod? It's not Herod the Great. He's already dead. He died in 1 BCE. But this one happens to be Herod Antipas. How is it Antipas and not Archelaus? Well, we're going to, in our history, you're going to see that. Archelaus got deposed. He got kicked out, and he was replaced by the brother Antipas. The other brother, Philip, is in another region. And then you also have down here this Licinius, the tetrarch of Albi. But Philip, tetrarch of Iturea and the region of Trachonitis. Verse 2, Annas and Caiaphas, being the high priest, the word of God came unto John the Baptist. Prepare ye the way of the Lord. Now we have a historical date, the 15th of Tiberius. Who is he? He is the stepson of Caesar Augusta. How did he become the stepson? Tiberius's mother divorced Tiberius's father and married Caesar Augustus. He did. She did. She married him. And so Tiberius, he got in good with his stepdad and then became the Caesar. Well, this is him here. And you go, 15, huh? In the 15th year. When did he start? So he started when his stepdad died. His stepdad died one day before my birthday in the year 14. Anyway, he was born September 23rd of 63 BC. And I want you to remember that date September 23 of 63 BC, a lot was going, we'll talk about this, a lot was going on in the celestial stuff back then with him. So he died August 19th of 14, and as my research says, that by September, Tiberius' reign started. So when you read Luke, very intentionally putting in the 15th year of Tiberius, you add that to 14, and now what date do you have? You have year 29. For John the Baptist's start in year 29. Well, we can't use 29 because Jesus' ministry didn't start till after that. So 29 is actually too early. And so I did this. Whoops, hold on. It's okay. I went back and I thought I had it, where I have, go back on the year. No, that's, I misplaced it. I had it back before that, and I asked Grok. Grok, tell me, when was the first Passover in that time frame that the day 14 would land on a Thursday? It ain't there. But it is on 27. And I went back to year 27 and looked at it. Shoot. Okay. I'm looking for, let's bring up, I want 27 and I want month 1. Okay, enter. All right, let's take a look at this. There you go. Right there. That is a Thursday. So now, watch this. Watch this. If Jesus had died on a Thursday, here's our criteria right here. Pesach, Passover, preparation day, first annual Sabbath. Here we go. First of the unleavened, waving the sheath. Omar day 1, first Sabbath, second Sabbath, third Sabbath, and on down. But we've got a problem. If Jesus was raised on the first Sabbath, that is, you go, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to have 3 days and 3 nights. So we're missing. Here's a day 1, day 2, day 3, it works, but night, and you have a problem. Although that's about the best fix you can get to a resurrection out here being a Sunday. Okay, what is the problem? This is year 27. Way too early. It can't happen. Not on the 27th. You follow me? So that is about as best. Arguing with Grok and trying to get this, I'm saying, well, what get me a Wednesday, get me a Thursday, get me a Thursday. 27, that's all Grok could give me was this year. Okay, it's too early now. So here they are. These are the candidate right here from 28 all the way to 36. Now, watch this. Here we go. Bang, 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 bang. 34. I got a Passover day 1, first fruits, and better yet, let's pull it up on your calendar. Let's go to 34 on your, all right. You always tap on the calendar. That always gets you back to where you want to go. And now I want 34. Let's get 34, month 1. Okay. Does it fit? Does it meet all the criteria for 34?
What month is that?
Month 1. This is month 1. Month 1 right here. Okay? In year, this is the beginning of the Hebrew month. And what we'll find, this is important, when you count out, starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, here we are, 14, 15, preparation, annual Sabbath, Omar, and resurrected on the first of the Sabbaths. All right? It fits. It meets all the criteria for 14, 15, waving of the Omar, and Luke, Mark, and John. All of them said, and on the first of the weekly counting, he resurrected. What day of the week is that? That's a Saturday. It's impossible for him to have died on Friday. It can't fit the criteria. And believe me, I trusted my King James for all my life until Sunday night. And I go, we've got a problem. And I got a huge width. Like I said, ChatGPT will go into it. I got 40 slides of ChatGPT discussing this very thing. 40 slides. And it is amazing. And I go, whoa. Why? Now I can establish the date of Jesus' death right there. Well, when is that Gregorian? That is March 24th, 34 CE at 3 p.m. The 12th hour, the 12th, how do you say, we got, at 3 p.m. is the 9th hour. Okay? I'm sure you've heard that before. The 9th hour that he died was the 9th hour. So now, in my mind, using this calendar, I can definitively, at least pretty high probability, that he died on March the 24th, 34 CE. Okay. Why have I gone down all of this? Is because in this course, I am going to be telling you stories that this man told, this God, the king, that we already established his birth. Now I establish when he died. Why? Because are they authentic? Are they real? What can we learn from them in trading? Jesus, and you'll hear this, Jesus knew trading when you get into the stories. And let's get back on here. That is 34. That's the only one I can get to fit. 27's too early for Thursday. And if you look up in there, there are no 14s at all during this time frame. This is too late to the high priest and Herod. Not Herod, but Pontius Pilate, not in office, and that's too early. And there we go. And that's him. And now what I have here, and all I have is that I have spoken with the author, one of the authors of this calendar, and I'm telling you, I got a lot of information, and right here it's repeating what I said, and you can see there was no fifth, there was nothing fell on a Thursday, And here's the same thing. This is what's in this calendar, this instrument all through, and it's amazing and it's got NASA canon in it, over from 6,000 years ago. And anyway, I could go through all this, but I want to get going a little bit further. So I am using what he sent to me. It said, we discovered that the sun and moon are reliable, faithful witnesses in the sky for determining every event on history based on their well understood motions over long spans of time. So here comes the next kicker. Is there possibly a future exact 4-day block series that matches the candidate 34C year? Watch this. April 1st. We'll now evaluate the upcoming April 1st, 2026 Passover Festival as published online. Well, can it really predict? This is future. Can it really predict the future? Showing when the preceding sliver moon will be to know exactly when the 2026 Passover should be. The sliver moon will indicate the start of the new Hebrew moon. That's coming up, Nisan month 1, day 1. Then we'll count 14 days to when the upcoming Passover will begin. You can check that out in Leviticus 23, 5, and 6. And I asked Grok to do an evaluation for this year of Easter. Now, it is complex, but here's the published dates right there. Published for April 1st, 2026 through April 9th. Now, I'm just going to run through these. It's an amazing, it's a Gregorian Campetus formula for any year, and we're asking for 2026. And it goes through, whoops, not so fast. All right, they adjust for leap years, calculate the age of moon March. I don't understand it all. For 26, and then how many days, create rare cases, and it keeps on going. And then it even says that I think I miscalculated earlier. Okay, let me double check. And it goes through it all again. Earlier I said 11, wrong. And then I had a wrong A. Let me recalculate. And it goes through its calculation. And I said a lot of numbers here. Yes, April 5th. I had a wrong earlier. It's showing April 5th to be Easter. Okay, resurrection on the 5th, 4th, dead on the 3rd. This is supposed to be dead on the 1st. What's wrong? This is a published, that's a published. But Grok just put it out for his death to be on April 3rd. So we got a discrepancy going on here. There's a problem. Is it the 1st or is it not